Mr. Markan, we request you to kindly switch off your camera, please. Before we start the session, I request you to please switch off your camera. A very good evening to all of you. On behalf of Laghu Udyog Bharati Karnataka chapter, a very, very warm welcome to all the participants today. For the benefit of the new members, I would like to briefly introduce my organization, Laghu Udyog Bharati Karnataka chapter. LUBK is a chapter of LUB National, catering to 24 districts of Karnataka and works towards the empowerment of entrepreneurs in micro and small sector. It plays a very important role in promoting trade and investments in the state. Being the apex organization in Karnataka for MSMEs, it regularly interacts with senior government officials, both from the center and the state, on critical issues concerning MSME sector. LUBK is involved in many activities, including capacity building programs for entrepreneurs, industrial visits, interactive meetings with government departments, hosting knowledge capsules on regular basis for as a member connect initiative, participating in national international fairs, hosting national and international exhibitions in India, organizing international business delegations for technology transfer and B2B and joint ventures and collaborations. Of course, the main aspect of LUBK is promoting leadership among women entrepreneurs. Coming back to webinar session, we have designed the week-long knowledge dissemination session, especially focusing on women entrepreneurs. Today, we have with us Ms. Deepashri Prabhakar, who is the CEO of Mihira Incorporation, who is a business strategist, and will speak on the subject, quick comeback for business post-COVID. We have designed this webinar session based on the inputs we received from women entrepreneurs. The session will basically focus on how the next 6 months will be panning and be managed by the women entrepreneurs, and how quickly they can recoup their business post-COVID period. The critical steps that need to be taken, fund management, government support, and of course, demand creation and marketing strategies and similar such aspects. We do have a panel of speakers who will address all your queries today on specific topics you may raise with them. You may ask the question in any language which you are very comfortable with. With this, I now hand over the session to Mr. Suresh Iyer to introduce the speaker and also moderate this session. Mr. Suresh Iyer. Mr. Suresh Iyer.
Shekhar, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, all of you. Very good evening to all the members of LUB and other participants who have joined just now. Our session will be split into 3 parts. One is presentation, introduction by me about the topic, followed by a very experiment done through the COVID and how one woman entrepreneur has gained traction through the days. And lastly, we have a question answer session by our panel who will be able to address various questions you may have. The topic of the day, before that, I'd like to thank Shekhar and his management team to bring a focus into the topics, because we as speakers and entrepreneurs and businessmen and academicians, we have a lot of topics in our hand. When we proposed some topics, it was restructured. So we have got a very good topic suggested by the management for the next 2-3 days. I wish all of you attend those seminars gain some ideas from there, implement some, share some, and come back to us in case you have any difficulties. So today's topic is a quick comeback for business post-COVID. My panel members, Deepashri and Dr. Purvi, the other people are not available because of some issues at home, maybe health or otherwise. Now, if you look at the business scenario, I hope my screen is clear there. Otherwise, I'll be sharing the screen, rather the PPT with Shekhar. You will all get it. Shekhar, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The PPT is clear. Go ahead, sir.
Now, if you look at the parameters that are there that I'm going to address quickly, very quick shot. If it's a new business, pre-COVID, it is called a fresh start. During COVID, it is stressed. A new business is stressed. Post-COVID, again, it's a fresh start. So what will be our remarks? We say you can start again, anytime. But for a 1 to 5 year old business, pre-COVID, it could have been growing, started to grow, or it could have led to a failure. During COVID, it is stressed. Now, post-COVID, what you can do? You can either restart it, or you can diversify, or you can exit. Now, what happens is only high profits and assured markets companies must continue. If it is more than 5 years, then all of you are experts in the business. Then you can manage stress because you must have undergone some sort of a situation and come out of it. You know various areas of risk, or you would have mitigated those risks and challenges. So you can manage those stress during COVID. And if you are a good cash accumulated company, then you got funds, so you can at least tide through for some more time. Post-COVID, your restart is easy. There are if and buts conditions. You can diversify also easy. There are also ifs and buts conditions, a lot of decision. Exit also is emotional because once you have spent 5 years in the company, putting it together, making it big, having a lot of employees, a lot of machines, a lot of products, a lot of inventories, it's very difficult to exit. But then suddenly post-COVID, you might find some company may find, oh, what will I do in the long run? Now my business has to close down. Nobody's there to look after it. So what happens is all these 5 years companies, typically what we will look at as a banker or a financier or a joint venture partner or any strategist, we look at the balance sheet because that speaks. The banks will look at how much of the company has grown. That gives them trust to invest in you back or give you loan. Now let's look at the products. If you are in a very difficult situation right now and your products are not at all required in the market, which I've been repeatedly saying in various forums, if your product is not at all required now, but it was selling very high pre-COVID, then you have to think, because during COVID it's very stressed. You will be having a lot of inventories. Maybe you can take it off. Maybe you have the raw material, you have the work in progress. It's a very difficult situation if your product is not selling. And post-COVID, again, you will not be sure whether those will sell or not. Let's take this 9/11 example. During 9/11, there was a model which we've created, which was called the Sustain, Transform and Closure. Before 9/11, all hotels were full. After 9/11, what happened? All the hotels closed. But the hotels were persevering. This situation will pass through, and they sustained and they became successful. What transformed post 9/11? All the checkpoints in the airport became very highly secure. So you had to go through securities. So what products got into the airports? The X-ray machines, those handheld machines which were scanning the body. So many machines related to security started entering the airports, which means there was a huge business potential. New companies started coming, new technology companies benefited. So when you see a sustaining effort, a transforming effort, and a closure. What is the closure model? 9/11. That was also a situation. Up till certain point earlier, during 9/11 and before, you could take water inside the aircraft. You could take water bottles. You could take pickles. You can take any liquid. Post 11, they stopped all that. So you cannot take water. You cannot take coffee. So all such businesses had to close down, and the entire community, entire countries world over adopted to this new transformation or new sustenance or new closure model. Now this same thing, if you transfer to this COVID situation, you will have a sustenance, transformation and closure model. Now very critical products are always successful, like pharma, all through pre, during and post COVID. If your customer contact is very high all the time, then even the less marginal companies, not necessary for the market, they can try to bounce back very fast. So you people, all the entrepreneurs should keep in contact with their customers, whether the customer wants the product or not, because he could give some new ideas for you to manufacture, because he's interested. He's not manufacturing, suppose, and you are manufacturing, he'll give a new idea for you to manufacture even during COVID and post-COVID. Market visit, which was very high earlier, which has almost come down. You have to be very cautious post-COVID. The reason being, COVID is a small thing which is going to stay long, and you have to be very careful for your own health. So if I were to ask you to jump 100 times and do a Shirsang daily, will you do it? And if I say you will get a business of 1 crore rupees, maybe you will listen to me, but many won't listen, won't exercise. But when you get a positive result for your COVID, what all we do to get all right, we go to the doctors, we go and get the medicines, we start doing pranayama, we do the gargling. We are totally ready to do whatever then the doctor says. Now we should all have a mantra for ourselves, which is clarity, content, speed, style, excellence. Let's say that's my 4 or 5 pillars that I walk through my life daily. What is yours? So I can ask you, am I audible? That's why I asked Shekhar, am I audible? Am I clear? Are my slides being visible? So when I said do exercise, means all of you will be healthy. The virus may still come, but precaution is better. Now, important to be healthy is one of you as an entrepreneur will suddenly do big business. You will do lots of projects, and you will be the cause for helping many other entrepreneurs in the industry. So you have to be healthy. So you are important. You are important for yourself. You are important for your family. You are important for your friends, relatives, everyone. So please exercise. Now, parameters each company must evaluate. All of the companies today have a human capital. If it's a one-man company, also his own capital, his own one man, that person is counted. Technology requirement. All of you have employed technology. You may have to look at how much more you need to advance it, how much more you need to degrade, or how much you have to relegate, remove. Machine capacity. All of you have got huge machines. Find out whether that's going to be useful post-COVID. During COVID, whether you can do something extra, something different. Share the capacities. I mean, I can say you can become a subcontractor. If you don't have capacity, get another company to help you as subcontractor. You have to be very thorough with the market scenarios. If you want, I can share with you thousands of pages of material that people are speaking across the world. That is what was happening during COVID, what will happen post-COVID, whether it is scientific research, management research, industry research. We have got tons and tons of material which we can share, or even you are smart, you can dig it up. Product demand. You yourself know how much your product was selling, either with ease or with difficulty or with advertising or sales push, salesman, technology, you know it. So if you know that the product demand is high, I don't think you'll be waiting, you'll be manufacturing. Because your product is not selling, you're looking for avenues. Avenues are not created. The person who's going to product is a human, buy the product is a human being. You need to connect to human beings. So if you don't know to connect to the human being who is the customer, you need to find out that person who's going to lead you to the customer. So it could be a person who's going to take you there, or it's going to be a technology that's going to take you there, or it's going to be some process. Find out what it is that your product is in demand. Ease of restart and more. Everybody wants to restart. What is there to restart? We have been doing that for the past 1 year. Everybody is restarting, closing, restarting, closing. There's no end to it. So we decided to say, come back. What is come back? Let the business come back. It's like saying, wait for the enemy and we will attack. If you go to attack the enemy, you find nobody there, you're coming back, you are exhausted. It's a war strategy we need to adopt. Let's be prepared. Let's keep the goods ready to market out and face the market itself. So I ask you, past 1 year, are you in connect with your bank and finance institutions? Have you been in touch with your debtors, your creditors, your vendors? Are you in touch with your maintenance companies because your company is not functioning? It should be running when you open on the first day itself. So you should be in touch with all the people who are there so that your risk is mitigated, risk is less. Food suppliers at home or in the office, you need to be in touch with them because some of them would have gone away, because when you start your office, you need all these suppliers. Health and related vendors, because everything is connected with health nowadays. You need to be well equipped. Employees, Many of the employers I know are in touch with their employees. They're waiting to come back to join the company. Though who are those employees? Those are the ones who are getting paid, or their employers are very good, or they feel that the employees are committed. So long lasting companies will have committed employees who will come back. The other people who have just started companies have to find a way to recruit. So my plea with all the entrepreneurs and all the people with whom I done work, I tell the owners of the companies, you have two jobs. One job is to run the company. Second is be very smart in recruitment. Are you in touch with friends and relations? You should be. Strangers, you need to be connecting with strangers. I am a stranger to at least 50 of you now. Maybe we both could become friends. All that is needed is to connect. So how do you convert strangers? Because from strangers only come new customers, new friends, new acquaintances, new potential idea givers. What is your CSR question? What have you done to the society past 1 year? Have you been waiting for your problems to be solved? Or have you also donated or done something? Have you contacted your beneficiary? You might have done something good for your somebody, your employee or your colleague, or have you gone and checked whether they are fine? Because they may come back and give you something to in reciprocation, or they may need more help for which you may be ready. Various commitment related individuals. Just go back today, list down all these commitment individuals who have committed to you, whom you have committed, and see if that you can connect with them and see some lost opportunities coming back. Post COVID, all companies that are shut down are like startups, but with different levels of. This is very easy slide. I'll just read it. All the companies, they are as good as startup. One has got experience, expertise. The other has got a customer base. The other has got a financial backup, enthusiasm, image in the community, image in the industry. The products are accepted in the market at different levels, but all of them are ready. As good as a startup. It's like, a person who's going to the Olympic race. You will find one guy has already won a medal previous year. One guy has just been nominated because he came into the eighth. So you are competing with somebody who's already won 2-3 times medal. One guy is potentially designated as a winner this year, who may dethrone the first guy, in the marathon. You see all this happening. So in the industry today, we have the same situation. Confidence level, whether it's now or later, all the time, the confidence levels of business is as follows. Promise of high growth, normal growth, slow growth, no growth, failure at start. This is a scenario, whether it's pre-COVID, during COVID, post-COVID. You can't change this. But what is your status now? If you need help, don't wait. Get it. That's what the seminars are all about. The seminars, webinars are all about to find out whether you are at failure stage, no growth stage, slow growth stage, normal growth stage, or high growth stage. Doesn't matter. Can you do more? A businessman should never be satisfied. Even if he's in the high growth trajectory, he should do more. COVID is just a disruptor as much as floods and earthquake, except here your property is not damaged, but your life is at stake. You started business with a risk of losing. Why? The agony of not able to do business. Somebody can translate this in Kannada later, but it's very simple to understand. Business means you have taken the risk of losing. So when you're losing now, don't be sad. Find out how best you can start and recover money faster. Again, see this as a 9/11 incident. Are you in the sustenance mode, transformation mode, or closeout mode? When you started a business, you must have thought of it as an idea. Some thinking must have gone to you. Today, a concept called design thinking is floating. Design thinking means you must plan properly, do properly. You cannot construct a new house today with your old thoughts. Today, the interior decorators, the civil engineers, the products available are so good that you can make a fantastic house with a much more lesser price than you can imagine. So what is design thinking? My colleague Deepa Sri will explain how she managed a transformation of her business last year, post-COVID. I mean, during COVID, now post-COVID almost for her, because she's into a different track already, especially organic design thinking. Now, for a quick comeback, I will just run through a few points. This will be very useful to you. Please go through these points and see how best you can implement them. First, check your cash and liquidity position. Go to the bank, find out where all your money is tied up, get it out. Get cash. Check your inventory that can be sold out. Get all the latest info on your industry.
Information on the industry is available across many industry associations and export promotion councils and embassies. See new opportunities that you missed past 1 year. If in the last 1 year, if you have missed some opportunity and you feel, okay, let me see whether I can still do it. If you can't see help, please contact a lot of people who have spoken before, including us who are on the panel. They will help you. Get all your customers in Connect Daily. Start building your customers contact now, because most of the vaccinations are going on at a rapid pace. Many of them are trying to figure out, lockdowns are going on, but will ease out. In the days to come, it has to ease out and the normalcy has to come back. It is not very far. Talk to your bankers and sponsors, because they are going to fund you. Not only fund you, because the last 2 days, 3 days, RBI has given new directives how banks should finance under the new conditions. So if you are eligible, you should not miss out, not lose out. So speak to the banks and be in touch with your sponsors. If there are some funders, tell them that if you have borrowed money, that you will give it to them. Because if you don't talk to them, let them not feel that you will not pay it back. So it's a good practice to keep in touch with those who have lent you money, and also be in contact with those whom you have given money. Don't shy to demand money from your debtors, but at the same time be considerate. If they have to pay you 5 lakhs and they're saying, I've got only 50,000, take it. Start talking to vendors and see new opportunities. The vendors are those who supply you certain things, and they say, sir, now this is all gone out of stock. We are supplying this material which is now in demand, and this is being converted, and so new product is being made. So you may get a new idea from the vendor who's supplying you raw material perhaps. Be quick to decide to change your line of business, but don't lose sight of your original business if it is profitable. Strategize your action plans. What will you do daily and next 30 or 60 days? This is very crucial for many of the startups who are struggling and want to grow. If there is any difficulty in this, we are there to help you. We will at least structure this for you and give it to you. You must engage with employees, technology providers, various other support companies in finding out what is the next level to optimize your operations with less cost, with less employees, with less machinery, with less processes. The goods have to reach the customer fast, or your services must reach the beneficiary fast. So what is there, how you can do it? You must be constantly upgrading. You can fund a new startup. You can engage with your competitors, bigger players in your category. If you want to wind up your business, wind up, but don't wind up your profits. Because if you know how to make your product, go and give it to a subcontractor, get it done, pack it, put your brand and still sell it. You are not going to be a loser. And bigger players may want your help, so they will offload more to you, because right now they don't have staff, they don't have employees, they may want work to be done. So be prepared to talk to them. Be smart. You can make products on contract rather than use your own resources. If your employees have left, you can start your machines, then quickly start searching for subcontractors. If you can't start your machines, they are lying idle, you need to have an exit strategy also. Use consultants, experts, mentors. There is a GEM portal with the Government of India. Please register there. Start discussing with international partners, buyers, associations now. That's the this is the time now when you're free. Host a virtual fair immediately and keep this fair every 3 months. I was talking to your management some time back, and they said they had a thing in March, which was very important that you have one in June, then one after 3 months. LUBK management is very proactive. I'm very happy to hear that they are doing this virtual fair. Diversifying is as good as starting a new venture. All of you want to diversify. You can easily diversify, as my colleague will speak to you and tell you. Evaluate and enter any business. Exiting is an easy option. Plan this well with experts and legal people. New business. I'm just giving you some ideas. There are plenty of them. I'm just giving you a few. IT, all those who can do data analytics, enter that business. I'm talking IT people. Online coaching, those who are staying home, they want to start another thing, another business, online coaching, if they can build a team. Online sales. Online sales is usually, right now very easy, because Amazon, Flipkart, all these are delivering huge stuff. Work from home projects. Pharma related is huge, because pharma is the industry that is thriving now. Please find out how you can make some products, or take some products, pack it, or you can transport it, or you can distribute it, or if you are some agency, you want to do market research. So attach yourself to pharma industry to see what business you can enter. Similarly in food, the same thing as I told you, find out what products you can make, or what products you can pack, or what you can transport. Similarly for health accessories, you have to do all these things. Then there are plenty of opportunities in farming and horticulture. Now there's mushroom cultivation. There's a lot of things which were happening in the past is very rampant now. Terrace gardening, which is another easy thing to do. A lot of consultants, a lot of people are there to help, free as much. Then there is services for the aged. As you know, with this pandemic, a lot of people are at home, and the care for the aged is at a difficult situation for many people, whether they are in ordinary houses or rich people. So if you can provide service for the aged, that's a huge business potential. Property management, a lot of property now available as work from home is norm. You may know to get occupants. Then you have a huge property base to market. Maintenance, there are many houses, factories, other industrial areas which are requiring huge amount of maintenance. Form a team, get the thing started, and start making efforts to maintain these units. Now, special dress apparels for home-based executives. Millions of people are at home now. They are not wearing the official dress, but they want different types of dress. So this is a time when apparel industry can experiment with new design fashions for home dresses, and still people want cheap. So because a lot of overheads are reduced, you can supply huge dress material. The garments has got a good opportunity. Sanitizing products is not going to end. So those of you who feel who can brand it, sell it, continue for a long time, enter this business. Social distancing products, there are plenty of them. Slippers, gadgets which are infrared based or technology based. You find out what are the social distancing products you can get into. For example, nowadays there is a limit how many people can be in a room. So there's a special software now which closes the door automatically once 20 people are in the conference room. That's a limit. So if the 21st person has to enter, he has to seek permission. For that, one person has to come out, then this person is allowed in. So you can see how a small gadget can even control the number of people in a room. Online teaching, online selling, use tech to reach customers. Now technology is going to be running for you. So what can you do? What can you and another do? What can you and a group do? How do you want us to help? You can just connect with us later, immediately. But let us discuss now after my colleague Deepashri presents her slides. This slides which I make and whatever we have information, we are ready to share with LUB. So I will stop sharing my slide now with 1 minute of interaction to just tell you, do not be quiet. Reach out to someone who can help. And again, I'll repeat one last line and hand over to Deepashri. Do not talk to somebody who cannot help. Please talk to somebody who can and will help. Second line, do not talk or discuss with somebody who cannot help. This is going to be your wisdom and mantra. I'll be available for question and answer later. So I'll hand it over to Deepashri. Deepashri, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Suresh. Good evening to everyone. And today it's a nice platform created by LUB, wherein all of us are here to discuss something very useful. And see, it's all about how are we going to bring back the business in an environment where we are still striving for oxygen support, vaccines, and lot of uncertainties, reeling around us, right? So what haunts now, or all of us, is how do we build a sustainable fashion brand or a sustainable business, or how do we run a sustainable business? So now that is the focus, right? So I feel as an entrepreneur, I'm going to share today, it's more going to be a heart-to-heart talk, right? Because I'm not here to teach or train anyone. I'm just here to use this platform to reach out to my colleagues here who are also on the same platform and going through similar challenges. So probably what I had a privilege to meet people, talk to people, and adapt to few things, which helped me to sustain through this business through pandemic, right? Okay, so now the first thing I did was I opened up. I started speaking to people about my challenges. So that is the first thing that helped me to reach out to right person in my network who could mentor me, who could do hand holding. Okay, and also with our own network, we have our friends who are more experienced, probably in a different business, but their inputs also matters at times, right? So the first and the foremost thing is we need to talk. We need to talk, only then we get what we need. And second thing is, I always feel I'm a learner, I'm a student, because an entrepreneur's journey is all about learning. So at every phase, you need to learn, you need to pick up, you need to unlearn, relearn, unlearn and relearn. That's going to be the mantra, right? So now, what supports us, an entrepreneur, is the mindset that we carry through our business. So what belief we carry in our business, what attitude we carry, and with what mindset we run the business, what focus we carry for the business, for ourselves. So having a focus for the growth of the business is different, and having a focus for your personal growth as a person, as an individual. What is that I want to grow as? What is my identity? So what is that going to suffice my traits? And also, how am I going to grow my business? This mindset needs to be refined and reworked every now and then. And second comes the organizational values, wherein values have to be put in place. It has to be the center of our business. It has to be at the forefront. So we hire people, it should be based on certain values we believe in. We work, it should be based on certain values. And we reward and promote our business, again, it should be based on certain values. So this is what is going to help us to run a sustainable business. Shekhar, can we have the slide, please? Sorry, Suresh. Suresh, can I have the slide, please?
Please go ahead, ma'am. You can
Yeah.
see the slide now.
Can I have the slide little maximized, please? Yeah. So we all know what is pandemic, what is that situation we all are going through. To summarize, pandemic is nothing but a situation of crisis. So crisis all around, we live in midst of crisis. May it be the economy, may it be the society, may it be the lifestyle of people being hit, all aspects. You look around in all areas of our life, we see that things are affected. But at the same time, these pandemic situations also throw a kind of opportunities. So how do we look at it? Okay. So next slide, please. Can we have the next slide? So meanwhile, we are talking about building a sustainable business. So today, when we talk about sustainability, it is well poised to be the new normal. See, earlier we never heard about, so much about going vegan. So today the trend is going vegan. It has become a new fashion. So, a lot of demand for battery operated cars. We are talking about organic products, ethical fashion, cruelty free products, and people are telling a lot of stories about their products. Now, why all this has come up? Now, this is the transformation that we are getting to see in our industry on the whole. Okay, so these are the signs that we are heading towards a sustainable business. So if you look at the situation now, it's all about social distancing, wearing masks, using sanitizers. So now all that is there. But with all this, how are we going to build a sustainable business and still make profit has to be the focus. The next slide, please. The next slide, please.
I think Suresh sir is having some difficulty in. Suresh sir, can you just close it and again reload it so that it will come again.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's come, ma'am.
Yeah, the previous slide, I think. The previous slide. We'll go to the previous slide. Yes. Yeah. So in fashion business, see, when we talk about fashion here, though I am from clothing business, I'm not just talking about the clothing alone here. So here, when we are discussing about fashion, it is about everything. So many things comes under the umbrella of fashion. May it be the clothes, may it be the food, may it be the furniture, the interiors, the automobiles, the cosmetics, the beauty products, the organic products, you name it, it comes under fashion. To an extent, how we talk to somebody is also a fashion, right? So when we talk about fashion here, it can be both the product or the services. So there are few basic elements that rules a fashion, or that rules or forms a fashion business. One is the product or the service. Second thing, the production ability. Third thing, the sales and the marketing. Then the finance and the people. See, when we talk about product and service, see, there were days where the products were developed and they were marketed. But now the approach is other way around. We need to understand who are going to be the consumers, what is their requirement, what are the challenges, and what has been their shift, their emotional shifts and their lifestyle shifts that has been seen. So we need to understand and make it more consumer centric. So the more consumer centric we make our product and services, we design that way, we are going to be more and more successful. Now, top notch brands and top notch design houses in European countries, you know, they all are talking about customization. They are talking about instant gratification for their customers. Now, why that is happening? That is because of the changed scenario. So nobody wants to sit and wait, and nobody wants to understand our new approach, new product. So we need to align to the requirement of our consumers. So that's what we mean when we wisely, when we are required to decide upon the product and the service. So these products, say for instance, in my case, I was only into kids wear all these days. So now we have other verticals added. Now I have started chocolate business also. Now, why did I think of that product? Because that is something which is an evergreen product market area for me, right? So that can be another avenue for revenue generation. So that is how we need to plan the product. So for that, I didn't do anything. No extra investment was needed. It was just the bare minimum, and the same set of ladies who are working for me as tailors and who don't have the tailoring orders now. So now they are trained to make chocolates. So that way they are also equipped with a new skill, which probably they can make use of at a later stage. And the production. So production also, you know, the shop floor capacity is one thing which we need to be very, very careful. So, you can't just keep investing on new machinery, because most of the time, this is the problem with we entrepreneurs. You know, there's a new embroidery machine that is introduced in the market, computerized embroidery machine, and we get so fascinated, so carried away. You know, we don't even think, okay, bank provides a loan to buy the machine, we get paid in EMIs, and we buy the machine. Now, how am I going to source the order? So if I make a few embroidered products, say a kurti or whatever, my pricing, what is my pricing strategy? How competitive it is with the other brands available in the market? And do I have that kind of expertise where I can bring in innovation in the same product and have a better edge over other brands in the market? Now, all these things we need to understand. So all these things requires a repetitive working, you know. So we need to keep working on all these parameters. And next comes the sales and marketing. So all of us, what we strongly believe in, 4 P's, you know: product, price, positioning, and promotion. So you have a product, you have priced it fairly, competitively, and you know how to promote it effectively, and how are you going to position that product in the market. So all these aspects brings in lot of that supports the sales or that supports the brand to become successful in the market. And then the finance. See, finance here, when we talk about finance, two aspects. What is the finance that is available in my ecosystem? And what smartness do I have to manage my own finances? So these two things are very different. Many people will think, okay, I have finance assistance being provided from a bank or some other financial body. Now, that is not the end of the story, but how are you going to manage your finances? So end of the day, you take a loan, you take some financial assistance. What are your plans? How are you going to manage it, rotate it, invest it, and how are you going to assure ROI on whatever you have invested? So that becomes very, very crucial. How are you going to liquidate your stock where your finance is stuck? So your internal finance is something which is always going to eat away your money and your peace. So more than anything, we need to keep checking upon the finances. Whenever you feel there is some stock lying in a corner, not being used, and you also have no plans of using it for next season or in nearby future, so please think of how are you going to sell it, how are you going to liquidate it. So even if it is for a little lesser money than for what you purchased, still okay. Don't make it a dead stock. Please make sure that you are going to liquidate it immediately. So that is an act of urgency. There's something called as act of urgency that we all have to bear in mind. So we need to keep checking our books. Where is the act of urgency? Where is it calling, and where it can hold, where we need to refinance, which project we need to refinance. So these things we need to understand. And finally comes the people. So people, this is something so tricky, especially in fashion industry. So we need to understand people in two aspects. At times we will be treating people as machinery, and at times we treat people with lot of emotions. So both are true. So when you are at risk, when your business is at risk, please take your own people into confidence. Have an open discussion with the prime people in your team. Make them understand what is the situation you are going through, what are the losses, and what if you are foreseeing any potential order or any better future for your business. That aspect also you discuss with them, so that you are going to strengthen their belief in you, in the company. So this will also help you to retain the people in the organization. So next we have the fashion process. See, whether it is the ready to wear sector or it is the big brands which talk about the celebrity and hot couture garments and all that, the basic operations that happens in a garment industry remains the same. The process remains the same. So you have the same supply chain starting from the cultivation, where the farmer produces the fiber, and then you have the retail point. So the entire supply chain do their job, and each one of them are interlinked with their activities, and this is how we are able to bring about a finer fashion product at the end of the season. Next, please. And now talking about the pandemic situation, we are required to bring in a change. See, if we are not planning for a change, that means we are taking a chance in our business. So what is the change we need to do? Our complete focus in the business, can you please go back to the same? Yeah. So our complete focus in the business should be human-centric. Yes?
Please put it on slideshow.
Sorry, ma'am, I think there's some issue running the slides. Please bear with us. Yeah. So if we are not changing, that means if we are not adapting to the new situation, that means we are taking a big risk. We are taking a chance. So now what is the change we are required to do? So if in the slide you are able to see, There's a new way, there's an old way. So whichever you adapt to, it should be human centric. The whole core of your business should be human centric. You're not thinking anything that you feel good, you want to do, it's your idea. No more such things, because the situation has completely changed. It is what you believed in, of course, but it is also what is needed at that's this point of time, and also what existed before. See, there are a lot of things that were part and parcel of our culture, our ancient practices. If we can have domain wise, if you can have a in-depth research done, you will find lot of nuggets, golden nuggets, which you can adapt to into your present business. So you also have to have an approach towards your roots, and also have your face towards the new sunshine. So that is when you will be able to make a good change, bring in a good change in your business, which is going to be human centric. Next slide, please. So today we are talking about a lot about design thinking. So simply putting it, what is design? What is thinking? See, those two are two different terms. So design is nothing but a blueprint. It's an idea. So basically you're inspired to do something, develop a product, or plan a service or some business concept. So you're inspired by so many things around you, and you're going to decode it and come up with a concrete plan for your business now, or a product. Now that becomes the design, which provides you complete idea as to how you need to develop a new product or a service. Now that is the blueprint, the design part. Now the thinking, now thinking is something which is driven by many things, many channels. So this thinking has to be fine tuned. This thinking has to be improved and nurtured from time to time. So that is going to be the future for any entrepreneur. So when I started my business 3 years back, I was something, my thinking was something. But today my thinking is different. So 3 years back, I was talking about just design, fashion. And today I'm talking about organic fashion, organic thinking. The reason is I have learned a lesson. I have learned the importance of teamwork, and how effectively, if we work as a team, how effectively we can come out of such crisis period. Okay. So the next slide, please. So when we talk of organic thinking, how it is different from design, regular design thinking. So the thought process here is not just to come up with a product or a concept. Here, during the process of design, you will also think about so many other aspects. See, when we think of a product, there are two elements attached to it. One is the physical element, and other one is the psychological elements. So when you wear a dress, you enjoy the color, the texture, the design, the cuts, all those things. Now, those are all the physical aspects. Now, what are the psychological aspects? That nice feeling, that boosted self-image, a sense of gratitude to whoever gifted you or whoever made it for you. Now, that satisfaction, all these things are the psychological elements. Now, organic thinking hints at both. So you are going to have an amalgamation of the design part, the physical material, combined with the social, the cultural, the psychological, the political, the economical, all aspects that is pertaining to the society. Now, the best example I can give you is the fashion field. In fashion field, say for example, I'm a fashion designer. Now, if I have to bring out my collection for next season, I need fabrics. Fabrics are my prime raw material. So who provides me the raw material? The weaver, right? So now, if I just think about, oh, I am a great brand or a great label in the market, so I am a big designer and all that. If I am not able to relate to what is the condition of a weaver, see today, right from 2018, the weavers community is suffering like anything. They are worst hit in the supply chain, in the garment supply chain. I don't know how many of you can relate to this fact. Because first we had floods, followed by the first round of pandemic, now the second round. There are weaver families who are not able to mobilize for 2 square meals a day. There are NGOs who are supporting these weavers, completely the entire house, the loom setup, it's all submerged in water in the floods. The looms are rusted down. Whatever fabric, saris they had woven, it's all wet, it's all gone, caught up with fungus. Now, how are we going to support them? Now, if I think I am a big brand, I am a big designer, then who is going to send me or supply me the fabric? My fabric provider is in such a situation. So this is where the concept of organic design thinking pitches in, where we are required to take care of the entire supply chain, right from the fiber producer till the retailer. So I make some staple product, but my retailer is so smart. He gives it a nice name, he creates a story, he adds glamour to an ad, and he makes it a big hit. Now that is his ability, right? So if we all are able to sync together each other's activity in the process, how are we going to benefit each other from our activity? See, that is the whole intention of the supply chain, right? Why are we required to be in sync? It is for this simple reason. So your design efforts, the product you make should be aligned with the nature. It should not bring any kind of harm to the nature. You're not using any chemicals or any such thing which is harmful to the nature, harmful to the mankind. At the same time, your design efforts should give room for somebody to develop. Somebody should be motivated to come up with a new product. A weaver should be inspired to come up with a new design, a new motif, a new color combination. So now these kind of things are what we talk when we talk about organic design thinking. The next slide, please. So this is what I meant. Organic design thinking basically is nothing but human to human connect. So we are not talking in terms of strategy alone here. We are not talking in terms of revenue generation alone. Those are all there. Those are all part of business. That's the business lingo we use. But most importantly, we need to have human to human connect. As human beings, through this pandemic, we need to understand what the next person in the supply chain is going through. So if you can quickly pick up some stock from a weaver, which you don't have plans to pick up either, but still you pick up, hold it as a stock, which you can use it for a next season. That is a support that you are providing for the weaver. So this is what we need to learn and establish. The next slide, please. See, through pandemic, excuse me. Now, there is a new trend, that we get to see in the market. Make in India versus make for India. So we all know Government of India is promoting the global level. Today we are talking about sustainability, and at the same time we are talking about going global, global business, global fashion. Now, if this has to happen, then we all have to have our own identity, and that's the reason Government of India has promoted this concept of Make in India, where we are able to showcase our credibility at the global level. Now, at the same, I will not talk more about Make in India because we all are familiar about it. Now, I would like to talk a little bit about Made for India, because this is something many of us are not aware. See, now there is a brand, a domestic brand, okay, some X brand of kurta for women available in the market. Now, similar fabric is procured by some brand in US, say US or some other part of the world. So they make similar kind of kurta, maybe with little print or an embroidery or XYZ feature they add into it. And that kind of, the Desi design is made by them using their brand, under their brand, and they introduce it back into our market. And that is called as Made for India. So we are required to compete with these products, which are very highly priced. If our kurta in the same fabric is priced around 750 to 800, those kurtas will be priced around 2.5 to 3,000. So now how are we going to compete? Until and unless we have that ability to think beyond our box, what we have made, only then we can sustain and compete with this. So please have this in your minds, probably written down somewhere. So make in India versus make for India is the biggest threat we are going to find. And this is one of what has promoted this rapidly is the digitalization. So on one hand, all positive about digitalization, these kind will be just one or two the negative impact of digitalization, where people have access to such brands. At the consumer level, they will not understand, is it the same Indian fabric, is it the same Indian embroidery. They feel, okay, this X brand from US has made a beautiful kurti, and with a pride we carry that label and we pay 10 times more. So now what is happening? Now how our domestic manufacturers will sustain? Domestic brands, how will they sustain? So now this is also we need to think about. These are all the challenges through pandemic. Next slide, please. So now quickly looking into what could be the future of fashion business. So one is the immediate instant gratification. So people will not have patience to sit and wait for 15 days and get their garments done or products done. We need to quickly adapt to the taste and requirement of people, and there won't be any more seasonal categorization of fashion products, because most of us are working from home. Whole day we are at home, and we have no exposure to seasons, and that exterior exposure is not there. We can as well manage with whatever we are wearing indoors, and most of the time we are indoors, and that season wise mentality will be slowly diminishing, and we will be having more eco conscious brands coming into the market, because that is what is 70, most of the super brands, the top notch brands in the world, fashion brands, especially apparel and accessories brand, around 30% of these brands have themselves registered with all these sustainable and noble agencies, where they have taken a commitment for themselves that they are going to produce only sustainable product line. Okay, and next will be the usage of artificial intelligence. So the emergence of automated technology in manufacturing. So these things will become very, very important, because artificial intelligence driven fashion analytics is very, very successful these days. Because, and here there is a slight demarcation we need to understand. One is, we talk about what is the stock that we hold on hand in the supply chain, and what is that is needed in the market. So both the ways, there's a huge data maintained by this AI, and they integrate all the data, and very successfully they can give a good blend and a good for the forthcoming season, which will be almost successful. And then so these are, these are the plus points or the scope for fashion business in future we get to see. And of course there will be continued evolution in distribution channel. There'll be innovative methods, probably even at this moment we may not even be able to imagine those kinds. So new things will come into the market. Next slide, please. So there will be shift. That's what I said. Fast fashion will diminish, and people will not have time to sit and wait. So there won't be much of bulk. So it again all depends how the situation and scenario goes. Next one. So fashion as a way of life, as an expression of work-life integration. So here in the slide, you are able to see two girls in completely casual outfit, right? So now this is how the lifestyle of people will be, or rather it is. So the same set of clothes for work. So they sit in front of the computer, they wear same dress, they work. So they have a meeting, they are in the same dress. They have a popcorn or a Coke party at home, they are in the same dress. So there is no motivation to switch over to different clothing styles, which was there earlier. So this is a biggest change. This integration of functions, the integration of the activities throughout the day, it's going to influence, or it has impacted on fashion greatly, I can say. The next slide, please.
Deepa, can I ask you to rush through the slides?
Sorry?
Can you just quickly move on the slides because we are nearing 5 o'clock?
Or then we will go to the last slide.
Yeah, I'll just show one by one, so it will be easy.
Yeah. So online thing will be more sought. The digitalization of the sales. So now this concept, I think it will take some more time. So we'll skip that. Yeah, see, the new normal will be, many probably will close down because they can't sustain through the losses. And the second thing, they may start giving the products for rent. And the third thing is, we may come across some kind of fashion which may look little weird on ramp. So probably you would have seen only glamorous stuff. So now you will see that it is all, masked up with hoods, lot of covering, body covering styles and stuff like that. Next slide, please. So still fashion business or the fashion industry will go on. So how do we carry on with it? One is, we'll have all our centers or the workplaces sanitized. We will operate it with limited staff, and we will have restricted numbers of appointments through the day, and we will be operating with the mask, and the stores will be open for services. So this is how we can probably see, and most of the services will be online. So this is what we can probably see in the future days to come. Next slide, please. So can you imagine, this is a recent picture I have taken from Paris Fashion Week. So probably, the most unglamorous pic ever, but this is the trend. So fashion is something which comes from the society, which is for the society, and which is by the society. So we can't argue upon it. So it's all about looking at the opportunities. So how positive you think and how quickly you adapt to the new normal. The new normal is about sustainable, building a sustainable fashion business, coming back with new learnings and adapting through the new learnings. So always facing through the situations, right? So here you see my business card. So I have adapted to a technology where I have a e-business card. You see a QR scanner code there. So the moment you scan it, it takes you through all, the businesses that I do. You get the entire profile of Mihira. So these are small things. As a small timer, I could think of adapting to. So it was a wonderful thing talking about the sustainable business. So to summarize, I can say it's all about moving towards sustainability, leaving alone this fast fashion or the ready to eat, the quick thing, all those things are gone now. So we are all focusing for a sustainable growth and a sustainable business. So this is what I would like to say. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Hope I have delivered what I was supposed to. Thank you, Mr. Shekhar, LUB, and thank you, Mr. Suresh, for the support and the opportunity.
Yeah, Deepa, that was wonderful to transform yourself from the pre-COVID, during COVID, and post-COVID scenarios. You are well equipped. I hope you share with others who may want, and we can take questions now. Shekhar, please.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, madam.
Just one more thing I want to say. Somebody, one of the industrialists I met during COVID, he said just one thing. हमेशा याद रखना. Keep asking yourself, हम क्या कर सकते हैं? That means what? Now ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಈ situation ಅಲ್ಲಿ. See, we all sit back and crib. This is not happening. That is not happening. Lockdown. ये नहीं हो रहा है. ये नहीं है. Yes, all that is there. So what next? नावेन ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ हम क्या कर सकते हैं in this situation? What is that I can do? What is that we can do? So this something which is always haunting. So I leave you all with this statement, with this line. हम क्या कर सकते हैं? Yes. Thank you,
Deepa, yesterday one of the LUB management said you can ask questions in Kannada also. Namakke Kannada channage barilla. But then I know somebody can translate for me and I can explain any.
I can do that for you, Suresh.
Shekhar, please ask them to ask in Kannada also.
Yes, thank you very much. The floor is open now. And before that, can I ask my President, Shrikanta Datta sir, if he has anything to share? President sir. Okay, the floor is now open. Please go ahead and ask the questions. Or if you can also type the questions. We have a panel of speakers, so please be free to ask all the questions you have. Okay, there are
some questions in the chat.
There is one question from Mr. Mohanta. How can we escape from debt after COVID-19?
Mr. Mohanta, debt is something, I don't know what you're talking of, whether you owing the bank or your people owing you money. If somebody owes you money and he's not going to give it to you, that's also a problem for you. And if you're owing the bank and let's say you restructure your loan to another financial company, the other company is not interested in buying your debt. They're interested in you paying it back and they make money. So somewhere down the line, your debt will be able to be addressed based on your balance sheet. If you have a good balance sheet, if you're run about this business 5-6 years and you have less of hassles with the bank, as I told at the start of the lecture that RBI has come out with some new schemes, please be in touch with the bank. But don't fall prey to another bank coming and promising you the moon and saying we will give you loan and this and that. But at the last minute, they will not grant you the loan. So you'll be very left high and dry. So I will request you to look at your chartered accountant who's very close to you, who will advise you very well, and then go ahead. So there's no escape from debt, believe me. Though if somebody promises you, that's the only route is, sorry to say, RK, Vijay Mallya and all those people. But they also are happy-go-lucky. Yeah, next question.
Can we take some more questions? Chaya ma'am, Chaya Prabhu ma'am, have any questions, any observations you want to make? Please go ahead.
Yeah, I think Mr. Ulakanan is, Praveen has raised his hand. Mr. Ulakanan? Ulakun.
Okay, Mr. Praveen has raised his hand.
I think Mr. Ulakun, right? How do you spell his name? MG Ulakun. He also raised his hand.
Yeah, Mr. Praveen, please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Suresh. Thank you for that wonderful presentation, madam. See, I just have to clarify. If you go as per the law of economics, we in the coming days, maybe post-pandemic, if your products are positioned somewhere in the comforts and luxury sector, now, do you think strategically we have to fall back to the necessity structure or the basics?
No.
Now, what do you think would be the market, the future market? Like Madam was telling, it is a sustenance market. You have to look at the sustainability.
Right.
Now, if I coin that to our products line, if we are in the comfort and the luxury sector, forget about luxury, at least the comfort sector. do you think we should look at coming back to the basic and necessity sector, or should we look at sustaining in the same comfort sector? My question. And
Yeah.
I will just pitch in that answer.
Yeah.
The people who are rich today, who have got a lot of money, and if you're targeting them, they are going to continue buying because for them wealth is enormous. They can tide through this crisis even without working or business for the next 1 year, 2 years. If you're in that bracket of premiumness, you are through. But if you're looking at just the semi-rich people who are working and now working from home, lost jobs, and that category segment, then you may have a problem. So basically, if you are looking at the value of goods, I'm talking the sales price minus the cost price. If you've got a huge margin, then you can play around with the margin and redefine your category of market very easily. But I'll advise you to have 3 ranges then. Have a premium range, moderate range, and a mass range.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very sensible answer. Yeah, I think that makes good sense.
Okay,
Thank you.
Dr.
And one more, just to continue.
Praveen, can we take your question later because in case somebody else.
Perfect. Thank you.
I request some of our women entrepreneurs to ask.
Yeah.
Dr. Sunanda,
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Dr. Sunanda, you wanted to
I
ask?
saw Jayashree Venkatesh wanting to ask question. Yeah.
This is Hema here.
Yeah.
While we wait for, I think Dr. Sunanda, she had a similar query, I believe, I think I saw. But while waiting, I think one thing, though I'm not from the industry, but we all kind of relate to this. The presentation was excellent, Mihira. And the final approach when you said, hum kya kar sakte hain? This is the right motto. I think irrespective of whatever industries we are, we all have to kind of stick to this thing. Hum kya kar sakte hain? It's beautiful. You have covered every aspect of it, and we can take this one very beautiful line today back home. And I think it was very motivational, Mihira. And I think since you know Kannada, I really request if anybody has anything in Kannada, they can definitely talk in Kannada if they have any question. And one of our members, she is very good in she's in touch with many weavers, and I'm talking about Dr. Sunanda. Let me check if she is around. She will definitely relate to this.
Sure.
Thank you once again, Mihira.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You made my day.
It need not be specific to fashion or something. Any industry, please ask questions because the panelists and we have some experiences in dealing and helping people out. Or you can even narrate your own experience if you have tided through this crisis.
Yeah, Ms. Ramani, please go ahead. Kadur, handle Ms. Ramani.
Yes, sir. I'll talk in Kannada, sir.
Please.
ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ನಾನು ರಮಣಿ ಅಂತ ಕಡೂರು ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಲೂಮ್ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಂದು ನಿಯರ್ಲಿ 20 ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಲೂಮ್ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ನಡೆಸೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಬಂದು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಬಡವ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಗಾರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ತಾಲೂಕ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್, ಕಡೂರು ಬಂದು ತಾಲೂಕ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಉದ್ದೇಶವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಇದು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇದು ಒಂದು 4 ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಲೂಮ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟವಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೆಡ್ಶೀಟ್ಸ್ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ನನಗೆ ಟವಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬಂತು, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಹಿಂಗ ನಡ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಇವತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ವಂತ ಜಾಗ ತಗೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ, ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೇ ಇವಾಗ ಏರಿಯಾ ವೈಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ನಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಟೋ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್, ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆತರ ಬಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರು ಪಕ್ಕ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಗಾಗ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ಇದಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನನಗೇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಏರಿಯಾನಲ್ಲಿ. ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಇದು ಬಂದು ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಜನವರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ, ಅಷ್ಟವರೆಗೂ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೇ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಹೋದ್ರೂ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕೊಟ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, 1 ಲಕ್ಷ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ 3 ಲಕ್ಷ. ನನ್ಗೆ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ 3 ಲಕ್ಷ ಏನೇನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಆಗಿ. ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟೋ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂತಾರೆ, IT ರಿಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂತಾರೆ, ನಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನಂದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಂದು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಇಡೀ ಕಡೂರ್ ತಾಲೂಕಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ, ಯಾರಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಎಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನೇನು ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಜಾಗ ಪ್ಲೇಸು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಯಾವ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ತಗೋತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ರೀಸನ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಈವನ್ PMEGPಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಯಾನಿಟರಿ ನ್ಯಾಪ್ಕಿನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಯಾರೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ PMEGP ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡುದು. PMEGP ನಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ಗೆ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇದೆ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ನೀವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಆಯ್ತು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಪ DIC ಇಂದ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ನೀವು 25 ಲಕ್ಷ ನೀವು ತಗೊಂತೀರಾ, ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಭಾರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ನಂದು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್, ನನ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಏನು ನೋಡಲ್ಲ, ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಏನು ನೋಡಲ್ಲ.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ನಿಮ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮೇನ್ ಫಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ.
ಫಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? ನನಗ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗಾಗ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೇ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ರೀಸನ್? ನನಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನಾನು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗೋ ಆಸೆ. ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಒಂದ್ 50 ಜನ, ಈಗಲೇ 20 ಜನ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 50 ಜನ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೊಡೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶ. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇವಾಗಂತೂ ನಿಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಇವಾಗಂತೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಂದು. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಎಲ್ಪ್ ಬೇಕು. ಅದು ನಿಮ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ನನಗೆ ಲೋನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಸಕ್ಕ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡಿ.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ಈ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಈ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್, ಇದ್ರ ಕೊನೆ ದಿನ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ನವರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೀವು ಕೊನೆ ದಿನಾನು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಈಗ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ಸೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ದು ಏನ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಇದನ್ನ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸೂಕ್ತವಾಗಿರೋ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮತ್ ಯಾತಕ್ ಹಾಗಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನು ಅವರು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಕಡೆ ದಿನದವರೆಗೂ ನೀವ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಶುಕ್ರವಾರ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನನಗ್ ತಿಳಿದ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನವರು ಫಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು, ಈಗ ನಮ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ನಮ್ದು ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗ್ ಭರವಸೆ ಇರತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದ್ ಭರವಸೆ ಮೂಡ್ಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ಬಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದಾರೆ, ಏನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಥದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಹಿತಿ, ಒಂದ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದ್ ಮಾತುಕತೆ ಆಡಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಯಾರು ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಮೂಲಕನೂ ನೀವು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ನೀವು ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಿಬಹುದು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂದ ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಖಂಡಿತ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಆತ್ಮನಿರ್ಭರ್ ಭಾರತ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಸಬ್ಸಿಡಿಗಳಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗ್ ಶುಕ್ರವಾರ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ, ಖಂಡಿತ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವತ್ತು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಆಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್, ರಮಣಿ ಮೇಡಮ್,
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್,
ತಾವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಸಮೇತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ
ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಂದು ನೋಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಬಂದು
ನಾನು ಹೇಳುದನ್ ಕೇಳಿ, ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂತ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಮೊದಲು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಸಮರ್ಥರಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುದನ್ನ ಈಗ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು GST ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಾ, GST ರಿಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಏನೇನು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋದು, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮನವರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆನೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ರಿಯಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುವವರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬಂದು ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗುವವರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಮನವರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ತಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಇರೋ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಒಂದು 2-3 ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗಳನ್ನೇ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಲಘುದ್ಯೋಗ ಭಾರತಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಡಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಏನೋ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂತದ್ದು ನೋಡಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾಡಿದ್ದು ಈ ವೀಕೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ಕೆನರಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸಿಡ್ಬಿ ಜೊತೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್. ಸಂದೀಪ್ ಅವರೇ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನವರು ಫಂಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹಂಗೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ದುಡ್ಡು ಅವ್ರದಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಬರೀ ಕಸ್ಟೋಡಿಯನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಅವರು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಇಂದ ತಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರದೇ ಆದಂತ ನಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ನಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ ನಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಬಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇದರಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ.
ಆಡಿಟರ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರನೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಸರ್.
ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಯಾಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಆ ರೀಸನ್ ಏನ್ ಕೊಟ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಆ ರೀಸನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋ ದೀಪಾವಳಿ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ಅವ್ರ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡೋದು ಬರೀ 3 ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ. ನಿಮ್ದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಂದ ಇದು ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ನಿಮ್ದು ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಏನೋ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದೇ ಸರಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ 25 ಲಕ್ಷ ಬೇಕು, 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಹೋಗಿ. 5 ಲಕ್ಷ 10 ಲಕ್ಷದಿಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 3 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಬೇಡ, ಹೋಗಿ 3 ಲಕ್ಷ ಆಗಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಆದಂಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ MSME ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೊಂದು ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. 40% ನಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಹಂಗೂ ಅವ್ರು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು.
ನಂದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಸರ್ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ನಂದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾನು ಈವನ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಶೇರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಇದನ್ನ ಶುರು ಆಗಿಂದ ಲೋನು 3 ಲಕ್ಷ 5 ಲಕ್ಷ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ವರ್ಷ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಿಮ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಓವರ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದ ನಿಮ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್
ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅವರು ನೀವು 25 ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ 5 ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್, ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಯಲ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಅವರು
ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೀವ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಲೋನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಅವ್ರ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ. ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಲೋನ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡಿ. ಮುದ್ರಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ 5 lakhs 10 lakhs ವರೆಗೂ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ವುಮನ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೈನರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಇದ್ರೆ ವುಮನ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೈನರ್ ನಮ್ದು ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 59 minutes ಲೋನ್ ಅಂತ ಏನೋ NSICL MSME ಏನೋ ಇದೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಥ್ರೂ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದಾನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಿರಂಜನ ಕುರುವಳ್ಳಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂತೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಶೂರ್ ನಾನು ಮೆಸೇಜ್
ನಮ್ಮ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್
ರಮಣಿ ಅವರೇ, ನಿರಂಜನ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು.
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಮಯ ಆದಾಗ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ಏನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ನಾನು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನೋಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದಿಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡೊಮೈನ್ ನಲ್ಲೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ.
Okay, take the next question. This is from SA Selvamani. He's asking, sustainable fashion always will come with a cost. Are the customers ready to pay the extra charges when some cheap alternatives are already available? Take this question.
Yes, sir. So answering this question, of course, there's lot of awareness that has come in at the level of consumerism. So in fact, it's other way around also. It's true, consumers are also motivating brands to come up with sustainable designs and sustainable products. So and these days it's a fashion to tell somebody that I'm carrying a cruelty free bag, or I'm using a sustainable a brand or something like that. So of course it has pitched in very well. So there's definitely a very good future for this sustainable products, sir.
Okay. Can we take some more questions? Or anybody would like to make any observations? Please go ahead.
Sir, Hulkund here. Can I speak over?
Yeah, please, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Suresh Iyer, sir. Very good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
I am very happy to see your presentation. It was very nice. And actually, it is just a feedback. I don't want to ask any question. Actually, I am from a company called Agni Motors. And since these 15 days, We are totally engaged in online discussion of new products and all those things. Though our production is held up because our company is closed, as you have told, our company is more than 5 years old. Like almost we are completing about 20-21 years. Customer base is established. On day-to-day basis, we are communicating with the customer. We are updating their our status, and then they are also giving us feedback to develop some new products. We have listed out during these 15 days, almost on the track we are having almost about more than 80 products, new products which we have to develop. So I'm very happy that we are on the right track. So even during this COVID situation also, we are totally busy. Almost daily about 7 to 8 hours we are working. Some top management people we are working. I am an employee there. And Agni Motors is also a member with LUBK. Our managing director, I think Mr. Venkatesh, you know all. I think they know him. We on regular basis also we are participating with
Thank you,
all
sir. Yes,
programs.
sir, we can understand. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank
Can
you.
we take a question from Madhushri, please? Madhushri Deshpande.
She's left.
Oh, she's just left. Okay. Mrs. Sridevi, madam, do you want to make any observation, ma'am, or ask any question? EPC, madam? EPCH, madam? Sridevi, ma'am?
ಸರ್ ಜಯಶ್ರೀ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್, ಅವರು ರೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಜಯಶ್ರೀ ಹೇಳಿ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. Firstly, I would like to congratulate everybody, and the presentation was excellent. And I would like to also highlight two notes, that is the tempo in which हम क्या कर सकते हैं. So there is one which say हम क्या कर सकते हैं. So it's being like, well, what can I do in this situation? And the other is हम क्या कर सकते हैं. That is how well we can contribute. Now, since I belong to the education sector and also on a personal basis, I do have my own design consultancy. I would like to know as to how LUB can be collaborating or associating with such institutions, because now it has become very important that, you know, one cannot work in silos where, you know, there is no interaction between industry, educational institutions, as well as the manufacturing sectors. So I would like to know as to हम या मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ in this kind of a scenario.
Mr. Narayana Prasanna, you would like to answer that?
Can I take this up?
Deepa, she wants to know what LUB and she can do.
Yeah, and she also pointed about how industry, academics and all can be connected. Let me just introduce Jayashree Venkatesh ma'am. She is one of the professors in my department from Apparel Technology and Management, Bangalore University. The department is in Central College campus. Thank you so much, ma'am, for participating in this forum.
My pleasure.
Thanks for your question too, ma'am.
If you have that background, then the industry-academy interface is very, very strong in America. That's how they have been able to come out with theories which are from the shop floor and also implement ideas from the academia into the shop floor. So it goes hand in hand. So it is just how you interact with the LUB and get your ideas and things implemented. Welcome.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I want to ask a question, sir. Yes.
Yeah, Madhu, please. Madhushri, please go ahead.
Sir, I'm from Kalburgi, and I have a manufacturing unit of food processing. We process food, vegetable and fruit powders, masalas, and even ready to cook and ready to eat products. Also, I'm into like protein isolate of pigeon pea. So I don't know whether my question is somewhat related to today's topic, but I was like waiting from long days to for the guidance. I have an issue regarding. I'm seeking guidance on that issue. So I think this is the right platform where I can get
You
some.
can ask a question.
Yeah, so we are 4 partners, and I'm the one who has started this about idea. But I don't want to take their names. But she is my close friend. She suggested me other 2 partners. So we came with 4 partners. But the problem is here. What here is now they are not taking any responsibilities. Not even a single responsibility, but they are asking me to say pay salary. Recently we have won grant amount from Startup Karnataka in Elevate Call 2, and when they got to know that we have got some grant funds, they are like creating some nuisance on social media pages. We are running we have all accounts on all social media pages there, and they are coming to my unit and creating problem to my employees, and so silly nuisance they are creating. So I don't know. I don't want to take any legal actions with them. Just I want to I end it with everything in fair. How can I make them to walk away from my idea or from my company?
No, Madhushri, it's a very simple thing. If you have not started the company with documentation, you will have no problem. If you have started with documentation, the documentation itself will help you to exit, because there will be a clause for exit. So either way, if in any court, or if this is an emotional problem that you're having, coupled
Yes,
with a
sir.
financial, economical, and the opportunity problem. So if you have any documents that correlates your efforts together, you can see which clauses are there for exit and give them the share, take it off. If you have no understanding, all the more better. You can start something with a proper documentation. I can guide you on this free of charge, no problem.
Okay, sir. We have like only partnership deed and nothing
So,
special, anything mentioned in that.
Since I told you, we will help you with
Okay.
LPK's permission. It is done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Can we take some more questions?
Shekhar ji?
Ma'am, please go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening to Mr. Shekhar and Bhoja
Good evening,
ji.
Sri Devi ji. Chaya here.
Acha, Chaya ji and Hema ji. And last but not least,
Good evening, ma'am.
distinguished speaker, Mr. Suresh. Really, always it's a treat to hear your session. Actually, I couldn't hear the entire session because another meeting is going on parallelly. Even then, on the first and the last, I heard, and about Madam also. This is the first time I am hearing her session. Really, it is very wonderful and amazing, really. And it is very useful also.
Thank you,
I would
ma'am.
like to, LUB is doing a wonderful job. Thank you to all.
Yeah, Sridevi, I'll be in touch with you for a lot of things that we want to do for LUB members.
Yeah, sure. मैम ने कहा हम क्या कर सकते हैं. I would like to say to all lady entrepreneurs of LUB, as a female, as a lady, this is the empowerment of women's age era. We can do a lot of things. हम क्या कर सकते हैं का question, it is inside our each and every ladies only. We can do a lot of things. It only depends on the passion, determination. If we can change at least one life, one person, that is also the biggest thing we are doing. Not financially, whether it is financially, morally, whatever support. That is the best thing we can do. And thanks to one and all again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Any more questions, or should we close it? We can take one last question. Fine. Thanks a lot for the panel of speakers for all their all-inclusive session today.
Hello, sir. Namaste.
Please ಹೇಳಿ ma'am.
Hello. Sir, Kamla Deshpande ಅಂತ ಧಾರವಾಡದಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಹಾ ಹೇಳಿ ಕಮಲಾ. ಹೇಳಿ.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ದು ವಸ್ತ್ರಕುಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಶಾಪ್ ಇದೆ ಧಾರವಾಡದಲ್ಲಿ. ನಾವು ಕುರ್ತಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಲೂಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾಟನ್ ಕುರ್ತೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಈ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೆಲ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಂತು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ ನೌ. ಯಾವ ತರ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್? ಈಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್.
ಓಕೆ
ದೀಪಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ನೀವು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ? ಆರ್ ಯು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್?
ಇನ್ನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲೇ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್.
ಸೂನರ್ ಆರ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ನೀವು ಮಾಡೋ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನ ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ ಡೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಶೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಾಗಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ವೈಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಾಗ್ ರೆಡಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ you can develop a very simple e-com website and start selling online. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಈ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಎಷ್ಟ್ ದಿನ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಷ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಷ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದೇ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಎಕ್ವಿಪ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಜಾಣ್ತನ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸೂನರ್ ಆರ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಲೇಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗು ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಶುರುಲಿ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಗಷ್ಟು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇರತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ವಿಲ್ ಗೈಡ್ ಯು ಫರ್ದರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
Once again, thanks a lot to all the panels for this very, very all-inclusive session. We sincerely appreciate all of them for accepting our invitation and addressing our members today. I'm sure almost all our members would have benefited from your session today. Once again, from Laghu Udyog Bharati, thanks a lot to all the speakers. And I would like to inform the participants tomorrow that we have a very important session on the topic insurance cover and health benefits for employees. This session will be hosted by Mr. Niranjan KR, who is a management consultant. Again, this topic was suggested by some of our members. Hence, I request all the participants to kindly participate and benefit out of this great session. Thanks a lot. I formally close the session.